Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Happy New Year, Instagram and Facebook. Talking to both of you. Hi. Whew. Many of you were on my live yesterday, and I promised I would do a continuation today, so that's what I want to do. Hello. If you're joining me live, let me know that you are on, your name, where you're joining me from, and tell me your age. I'd love to know your age, and I'll explain why in just a second. And we'll give it just a minute for others to jump on. Let's see. Hi, Food Spice, all things nice and everything nice. I love your screen name there. Happy New Year's back to you too. I am, as you're letting me know where you're watching me from, I am jumping in from San Diego, and it's not so warm here today, but it is beautiful out. You can see that. So I wanted to sit outside so you all can see, but it's a little chilly. Let's see. Hi, Alexandra. Hi, Mohammed. Hi, Jaya. Happy New Year as well to you too. So yesterday, y'all, I did a live. I did a live about the one thing to make a change on that will set you up to win with all of your goals this year. All of your health goals, your fitness goals, your financial goals, your business goals, your relationship goals. It was one thing. If you didn't watch that, I definitely encourage you to watch that live after this one because they do build on each other, and I think it will support you in a lot of ways. So that's living live on my Facebook page. If you are watching me from Instagram, you can find it on my Facebook, the one from yesterday. But today I'm going to take it to another level, and I want to share something with you that has really come up for me that I think is going to support you as well. And this is going to really help you also with your goals for this year, especially when it comes to your health goals. So if you are new to my page and you don't know me, my name is Natalie Jill. I'm a licensed master sports nutritionist and a functional fitness trainer. And what I do is I help kill fat for a living. Now, that's not just the fat on our bodies. That's what I also call false assumed truths. It's those beliefs, those limiting beliefs that have been holding us back from achieving great, amazing things in our lives. Examples of those limiting beliefs and false assumed truths are things like I'm too old, or I'm broke, or there's no good men out there, or, I don't have time. Those are all what I call false assumed truths, because you all know they're just beliefs that we've formed. So I help shift and kill those. And I've helped lots of people, but my big focus, my big concentration, especially as of this last year, has really been women in their 40s, 50s, and beyond. And a big reason for that is I myself am 48. I entered a lot of new shifts and things, especially this last year, that I wasn't expecting. And as I dove deep into that, I really learned a lot. And that's why I especially feel I can help women close in my age, mostly. So that's why I ask your age. So hi, Susan, 62. Hi, Kathy. Hey, Roman. Haven't seen you in a while. You're amazing too. So let me know your age if you're jumping in now. And if you think this topic, if you have friends, family, coworkers, anyone that you think wants to up-level their health this coming year, please share this with them, invite them to join in, because that's what we're going to dive into today. Okay. So yesterday, a big part of the conversation, I'm not going to replay the whole theme of yesterday, but the big part of the conversation yesterday was a huge shift that I had made. And I was sharing it with many of you that for the last decade, I was of the mindset and the belief set that in order for things to change in our life, in order to get massive results, have a shift, have transformation, the number one thing we had to change was mindset. And that's what I believed for the last decade. And I had a lot of reasons that I believed that. And in fact, every program I've ever offered in the last 10 years, we always started with mindset. I would say, change your state. We must change our state, change our mindset first. And what I really realized over this last year, and this really came crystal clear to me in the last few weeks, is that I don't know that I buy into that anymore. And the reason is I think that it's not necessarily mindset anymore. I believe it's actually changing our habits. It's making a decision to take on different habits. And when we take on those different habits or different habit, one habit, that we get different results and we start having a different belief system. Okay? For example, give you an example. You could think that you are not a morning person and decide that you're going to be a morning person and do all this work to convince yourself you're a morning person and change your mindset around being a morning person and tell yourself in the mirror every day, I love the morning. You could do all of that, but you're still not going to become a morning person until you change your habits, until you start getting up early, until you start literally taking the habits that a morning person would do. And when you change those habits, you become those habits. You become that new person. So that's just a small example, but I really started believing that this was really the case across the board. Look at money, for example. If you are somebody that believes you are broke, just telling yourself that you're not broke doesn't all of a sudden make you not broke, right? If you don't have money and you've believed I don't have money, and you do all this mindset work to say I'm rich, I'm wealthy, I have so much money, that does not make you wealthy. What makes you wealthy is if you change your habits and became the type of person that practices the habits of a wealthy person. Do you follow me? You can tell me if you don't follow me too. That's what made me realize that it's not so much the mindset shift, it's the actions and the habits. It's the actions and the habits. And when you change your actions and your habits, you can become a whole different person. So yesterday I shared that when I really looked at what was the thing that helped me transform when I was at my own personal rock bottom 12 years ago, and I shared that whole journey yesterday. I'm not going to go into that again today, but I shared a whole story behind my rock bottom 12 years ago. What really got me out of that was changing my habits, mainly nutrition. And when I look at setbacks I had this whole last year, I was very public with all of them, with my back injury, with some financial issues. I had a lot of stuff happening. When I look at what got me through that, it was not necessarily looking in the mirror and saying, you're amazing, and working on mindset stuff. What it was changing my habits and going back to very basics about nutrition, because nutrition supports everything. Okay, so in a nutshell, that's a lot of what I dove in deep to yesterday. But today I want to share something a little bit different. I was reading a book recently, and many of you have read his books. You might have, Michael Singer, have you read his books? Any of you, let me know if you had. He wrote The Surrender Experiment, and those of you know I love the word surrender. It's tattooed on my arm. I was reading his book, and then he had a book before that, and I was reading it, and he had this example in there about the thorn. Any of you read that book, if you know what I'm talking about? He talks about the thorn. He said that if you have a thorn, I'm probably going to botch this a little bit, but if you have a thorn stuck in you, you could spend your whole life avoiding things hitting the thorn. Like you could, only go out when there's lots of room so nothing bumps your thorn. You could sleep on a different side so nothing hits the thorn. You could, when you walk places, make sure nothing's around that's going to hit the thorn. You can surround yourself with people that aren't going to talk about the thorn. You could do all these things to protect you against this thorn. And you can spend your whole life controlling that, or you can just remove the thorn. Well, that really landed with me, and I'd been really thinking about that, and today it really came to me that, oh my gosh, y'all, I've been missing this, and I haven't shared this, that with our health, with our life, we spend so much time trying to hide it, trying to mask it, trying to numb it, even trying to validate it. But we never actually fix the problem. And I'm going to go back a little bit and take that a little bit back a little bit more. So let's take the example of if you're listening and you've got a lot of excess weight. Okay, I'm going to use that because many of you follow me for traditional fat loss, and you're maybe carrying around a lot of weight. If you are somebody that is carrying around a lot of excess weight, a lot of it, there's different ways that we've managed that. One way is maybe you've hide and masked it. And how do we hide and mask it? Well, we wear baggy clothes. We buy clothes a bigger size. We maybe don't wear things that fit us well. Maybe we don't even go out. We say no to going to parties or social events because we don't want people to see our weight. Maybe we wear all black. Do you do that? You wear dark colors, all black. You wear something to cover up and make sure you're not, that nobody can see this. Maybe you don't even look in the mirror. Maybe you avoid a mirror so you don't even see yourself as this overweight person. That's an example of masking it. And you could spend your whole life trying to hide this appearance of yours that you don't like. That's one way that we could do it. The second way is we can numb it. We can numb that we have all this weight by, how can we numb it? Well, we could drink. We can drink alcohol, lots of wine. Any of you out there relate to that, where you're going to start hiding all of your, your pain by numbing it with maybe wine, or some of you use prescription drugs, or you use, maybe drugs that aren't even prescription drugs. But we can do things to numb it. A lot of ways that we numb our pain around this excess weight is we could also be adding, numbing it by avoiding it, avoiding dealing with it, by working too much, or maybe we watch lots and lots of TV. What's another way that we can numb it? Not dealing with it. Or maybe we numb it by eating more. Like, we're just going to eat a lot because it makes us feel good at the moment. That's a way of numbing out because we don't want to deal with this excess weight. Another way that we could do it is we can completely avoid dealing with it altogether. Like, I don't want to hear anything about weight. I don't want to, watch anybody that talks about weight. I don't want to hear about anybody's success stories with weight. You just completely avoid it. Any of you do that, or can you relate to that? Like, you just avoid it so you don't have to deal with it. Or we could even validate it. We could join support groups that encourage us to be overweight. We could find movements that talk about embracing this excess unhealthy weight. That's another way that we don't address it. Another way we can validate it. We could find friends that are overweight just like us, and we can talk about how it's normal to gain weight, and at this age we should be overweight. That's another way that we do it. So what I want to share about all these ways, if any of you can relate to these, is they are all ways of avoiding and controlling the problem. They don't fix the problem. And I'm only talking about weight right now, but y'all, you can apply this to finances. You can apply this to your health. You can apply this to your relationship struggles. You can apply this to your business goals. It's all the same. When you do not address the root of the problem doesn't go away, y'all. You stay in a place of control, and you never, ever fix the problem. And the problem with control is it works when it works, but man, when something's off and you cannot control it, what happens? Everything falls apart. You get super uncomfortable. So let's take that example of weight. You've got a lot of excess weight and you're trying to numb it. Maybe that's your tactic. I'm going to numb it. And you drink a bottle of wine every night. What happens when you run out of wine? Huh? What happens? You got to feel something now. What happens when your doctor or somebody says you got to stop drinking? Or what happens when you're numbing it with a prescription and now you can't get your prescription filled? What happens when you can't numb it? Then what happens? Then the problem slaps you loud in the face, right? Or if maybe your mechanism is, I'm going to avoid it. I'm going to avoid looking at I'm going to clean out my news feed. I'm going to clean out, the magazines that I get. I'm not going to have any friends that look good because it's going to make me feel bad if I'm around them and I'm overweight and they look good. I'm going to control my whole environment so I don't ever have to be around that. And I've been a controller, so I get that. Can any of you relate to that? Have you done that? So that works great until it doesn't. It works great until it doesn't, because you all know we can't avoid everything. You're going to see an ad. You're going to see a person. You're going to see something, and it's going to trigger that response of you feeling like you're not good enough. That's what it's going to trigger. Or if your way is validation, maybe your way of numbing and not dealing with it is you've got this great group of friends that validate that it's great to be overweight. Like, hey, it's normal. I'm overweight too. And that feels good because you got friends that are validating it. But what happens, y'all? What happens when that friend decides to get healthy and lose weight? I know that you've experienced this before. Now that hurts. Now you don't like them as much. This is reality. And here's the thing, you all. Here's the thing. This is all about control. And control does not work, y'all. Control does not work. My gosh, I had this epiphany this last year, and I literally tattooed the word, can you see it, surrender, on my arm. I never had a tattoo in my life until age 48. But it was so important to me to remember to not try to control everything that I literally tattooed it on my arm. But gosh, you guys, I just cannot stand this movement towards it's okay to be super overweight and unhealthy. It is not okay, y'all. It is not okay. For me to say that that's okay to you is me selling out on you and doing you a disservice. And I say this at the risk of not being liked. I watched my dad die at age 49 of a heart attack. He dropped dead at age 49, my dad. Not because of a genetic problem. My dad died at age 49 because he did not take care of his health. He thought it was okay to have a stomach and be overweight. He left behind me, my brother, my sister, my mom. My sister was 12 years old when my dad died. For me to not take a stand for you, to make this change and remove that thorn, is me selling out on you. And I'm not going to do that, y'all. I'm taking a stand for you. I will not buy into it is okay to be overweight. It is not okay to be overweight. I'm not talking about being a size 4 or 6. I got it. I'm not expecting that for anyone or everyone at all. But for you to carry around an extra 50 pounds of unhealthy weight and tell me that I have to accept that for you and play nice and get you to like me, that is not me taking a stand for you. That is me being part of the problem. That would be me telling you, hey, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. And that's me not taking a stand for you. And I'm not going to do it. I refuse to do it. That is another way of masking. And we do that as a society, and it is terrible, y'all. It is terrible. It is not okay to mask the problem. So listen, I might not be the coach for you, and I get that. But let me call it what it is. When you hide behind something and you're wearing the big baggy clothes and the dark colors or avoiding going out, that is a way of masking it. That's not fixing it, it's masking it. When you numb it out with drugs, with alcohol, with too much sleep, with TV, with overeating, that is numbing your pain. That is not fixing the problem, you all. That is not fixing it. It is numbing the pain. It is a way of controlling, and it doesn't work. It doesn't work long term. When you find others to validate that it is okay to be overweight, you are also masking the problem, and it doesn't work because those people validating it, when they have their wake-up call and they get healthy, where does that leave you? It leaves you in pain. It leaves you feeling jealous. It leaves you feeling not enough. And I'm not going to let that happen for you. So I won't be a part of that movement to validate it. I don't think it's okay. Actually, I know it's not okay. My dad left this planet way too early, and I don't want you to do that. So I don't care who gets mad at this post, who, whatever. This is a stand that I am very clear that I'm taking moving forward, that it's not okay. It's not okay to mask it. So you can walk around like that analogy I gave you at the beginning. You can walk around with that thorn in you, and you could try to stay comfortable and hide it and fit in and all the things, but it's not going to fix your problem. You know what's going to fix your problem? You know what's going to fix it? Deciding. Making a decision. Making a decision. That's what's going to fix the problem. Steve, that's amazing. That's incredible. Congratulations to you. That is what's going to fix it. You make a decision. You draw a line in the sand and you make a decision. And I'm going to tell you, just like I said at the beginning of this live, that deciding is the first step, but I don't expect you to get it overnight. I get it. You can't just change your mindset and just like woo-woo, it's going to happen. You've got to start creating new habits. You've got to create new habits. And the best way to create those new habits is to pick one and start with that. And I'm going to encourage you to start with nutrition. Because workouts work, yes they do, mindset activities work, they all work. But nutrition is the thing that changes everything. And nutrition, the right nutrition, sets you up to win. When you eat the right foods, it sets you up for win. Now, how do you do that? How do you do that? Because my gosh, there is so much information overload out there, you all. I know. You just Google like weight loss or healthy, and it's like, what the heck do I do? There's so much out there. I get it. So I'm going to give you a couple little things that you could do. And then I'm going to tell you how you can work with me, and I can help you through this in January if you want, because I'm going to be working with a group all through January, hand-holding making sure that failure is not an option, that you get this and it's in your bones and you get those results, okay? And I want you, as I'm sharing this, if you've decided that you're in and you want this, then I want you to write, I decide. Just write it. Say, I decide. And making that decision is that first step. So first and foremost, you all are smart people. You wouldn't be alive and on this planet if you were not. You are a smart being. And you intuitively, you know what you should and shouldn't eat. Now, I'm going to help you with this, especially if you're in my Back to Basics program. I'm going to help you with it, okay? But you do know intuitively. You know that Doritos are not your friend. You know that Cheetos and cake and cookies and soda are not your friends. You guys know this. You don't need a nutritionist to tell you this. What works, you all? What works is eating natural, real, unprocessed foods. Agata, I know, by the way, yes, you are 100% correct. And that's a whole other topic. Abnormal eating patterns, trauma, I am with you on all that. But what I'm going to encourage you to open your mind to, Agata, right now, right here today, is there's a lot of work involved with fixing trauma. And I get it. And there's a place for it, and it is critical. But I will tell you, you can trick yourself with habits. You can do the habits now, and that will set you up to win. Even when you don't feel like it, you can do those habits. You can do the habits, and you can still work on healing the other stuff, okay? I'm not saying this is easy. I'm not saying you're going to feel like it. I'm not going to say that you want to do it or that it's even fun initially. But what I'm sharing with you is you can take the habits, you can do the habits, and you can create massive results. You can trick yourself even when you don't feel like it. That I can promise you. Y'all, think of athletes. Think of an athlete, okay? Think of, maybe you're a football fan. I don't know. I'm not a football fan. I'm going to use that as an analogy. You're an athlete, and you are getting ready to play in the playoffs or the Super Bowl, and you don't feel like it. What do? You freaking do it anyway. You show up anyway. You do the habits. You train. You show up for your team. You do it anyway. Y'all, this is not going to always be fun. You're not going to always feel like it. It doesn't always feel mushy and amazing and great. But you do the habits and everything starts to shift. Everything starts to shift. So you all, I'm sharing all this with you today, not because I want to preach or talk at you. That's not what it's about. I'm sharing this because I'm a truth teller. And I'm sharing this with you because I am standing for you. I am so tired. I'm so tired of people okaying this way of living and numbing out. It's not okay. I want you to thrive. I don't want you to put your kids, your spouse, your friends through what my dad put us through. I've lost way too many people in this life due to people being nice to them and not taking a stand for their health. And I'm not going to do that for you. Instead, I'm going to have this real talk with you, and I'm going to share with you, and then I'm going to give you the tools. And that's what I want you to know. So how do you do this? You make a decision. You decide. Okay, maybe it won't be easy. Maybe it's not fun. But I decide I'm done feeling this way. I'm done hiding. I'm done numbing out. I'm done wearing all the black. I am done numbing with junk food, with wine, with drugs, with whatever. I'm done. You make a decision. You draw a line in the sand. You decide. That is step number one. Again, write, I decide if you're in, if you get this. Decide. And then you start with one habit. And I'm going to suggest nutrition because no matter what your goal is, when you dial in your nutrition, it supports you. The right foods, when you nourish your body with the right foods, we are the sum of what we eat. We become what we eat. Your focus is better. Your energy is better. Your clarity is better. Your skin looks better. You feel better, and the weight starts to shed off. And that starts with nutrition, and that's something that you can do no matter what your mood. You can add in more of the good foods and make less room for the bad. So the one thing I'm going to tell you today about nutrition, if you take nothing else from this talk today, is focus on how many more of the good foods can you add in each day. And you know what those are. Fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, lean proteins, fish, chicken, turkey. Can you add in more of that and look at your food as you're eating it? Is this food I'm eating? Is this food I'm eating helping me or hurting me? Is this food I'm eating helping me or hurting me? Let's not look at it as like, this is bad, I can't have all these things, but instead, what are we nourishing ourselves with? What are we putting in? What are we adding in? What are we adding in? Can we focus on that? Real, natural, unprocessed foods. That's number one. Let's see. I'm going to take some questions too. Yes, absolutely. Agata, I'm totally with you. I'm 100% with you, Agata. Look, I'm all about, I love trauma work. I love all of it. And I think there's a place, and I love, it sounds like you might be a therapist, and I think it's amazing. The patients you see, I think it's great. And they do have a long road. All I'm sharing is let's add in some of the right habits and get them moving in the right direction. Okay. Y'all, many of you know I've been talking about it. There's still room. We start on the 6th. I'm doing a back to basics, BASIX, back to basics.me. I'm doing this challenge where I walk you through step by step every single day for 28 days. What that looks like is you register for it. You go to backtobasics.me. You register for it. On the 3rd, you get an email from me with your membership login, all the materials that you need. And every day for 28 days, you're going to get a text and an email from me. I'm going to keep it super short and sweet. You'll get a nutrition video from me where I teach you about food, because I do believe the more you learn and understand why certain foods do certain things, the more you make better choices. So the video will take you less than 2 minutes a day. You all can do less than 2 minutes a day. I'm also going to give you meal plans. Very detailed, simple, easy to follow meal plans with lots of swap out options. So that way, if you don't like something, you're allergic to something, you don't have to worry. I got that all covered for you. In fact, I have 2 versions of the meal plans. One of them is going to be similar to what I teach in my 7-Day Jumpstart book. And then the other one will be a little bit more advanced, what I teach in my Aging in Reverse book. So you'll have 2 different meal plan options. You'll also have access to a live weekly call with me. Now it's a small group call. Well, not too small. It's small enough. Small enough. Group call that we'll do over Zoom. It's super easy to use. They're recorded if you can't attend live, where I'm going to go deeper with you on nutrition each week. I'll be able to see you. You'll be able to see me. We go deep. We have a great discussion, and I answer all of your questions about nutrition. You'll also have access to my Aging in Reverse membership site during the time. So you'll have all kinds of resources, including optional workouts, community, support, all your questions answered. All of this is included, and failure is not an option. We messing up my words here. I will handhold you through this process. Failure is not an option. You will have results. You will succeed. You will get healthier. You'll get better clarity. You'll have more energy. You'll leave empowered. It's not free. I'm going to be real. I have free stuff. You are more than welcome to search my YouTube channel, my website. All that's free. In fact, heck, you can go to the library and get my books there. You can buy them at the bookstore for inexpensive. But I will tell you, this program is the least expensive I have ever done. It's very super affordable compared to like when I've done Full Body Reset and Fat Loss Academy. Many of you wanted to do, but it wasn't in your budget. This program is less than $100. And why is there a price to it? I'm just going to be real. One, it costs me money to produce all of this. So to build the site, so there's that. I'm not a fan of you all working for free. I'm sure you don't want me working for free either. And I believe that investing in yourself is the key. You have to invest in yourself, because you guys know when you do something for free or you have it for free, you don't take it as seriously. But when you make an investment and you invest in yourself, you take it seriously because you're important. So that's why there's that. Now, again, you don't have to do it. I've got free stuff for you, but this is the way that you're going to not fail for sure, because I'm going to hold you accountable. You've got all kinds of accountability in here. Hi, Ross. I'm a licensed sports master nutritionist, a master licensed sports nutritionist, not an RD. That's what I've got for you guys. All right. Are you in? If you're in, write I decided, or write I decide. Write I decide so I know, because if you write I decide, I'm going to send you a quick message, especially if you're on Facebook. On Instagram, I can't do it. On Facebook, you'll get a message from me with the link so you can sign up and join and be part of this. Anna, I know, Anna says, I can't do this alone. I know. That's why I've put this together, you all, because I want you to have the accountability, the partners. I want you to have the support, the community, all of it. I'm not expecting you to do it alone. I'm not expecting you to do it alone. What sucks, Ross? What sucks? That I'm a licensed master sports nutritionist? That sucks. Okay. Any questions, you all? Let me know. Marilyn, you decide. I love it. I love it. So many of you. How long does it go for? 28 days, Tina. 28 days. We start on the 6th together. We start on the 6th. Look at the state. There's some weird comments coming on here. Somebody's asking about dolphin meat. I don't even know what you're talking about there. I don't have dolphin meat. What are you talking about? Let's see. It's so funny, some of the questions. Let's see. Okay. No, I don't need a sugar baby, Justin. Thank you. Ellen, you agree with changing habits? Yes. So important. So important. Let's see. Okay. I'll make sure I'm missing anything here. Thanks, y'all. No, I'm not a gymnastics teacher. You guys are funny. Thanks, Simon. I want to join. Let's see. Health, you want to join, but you're from Australia. Your zip code keeps coming up invalid. Huh. I don't know what that is. Click. I think there's a way that you don't have to enter your zip code. Or if you, Health Boss, if you write, send an email to support@aginginreverse.me. support@aginginreverse.me, and we'll make sure we get that taken care of for you. Let's see. How often do you do groups like this? Tina, I don't. Tina, I have a community, Aging in Reverse membership, aginginreverse.me. That's the whole membership that is ongoing. But the challenge, even though I may continue to repeat the challenge, the live challenge I don't do very often. So this is the only time of this year that I know for sure I'm doing a live challenge. So if you could do it, I would start. Anna, how can I start? You can go to backtobasics with an X.me. Backtobasics.me. Thanks, Trisha. Trisha, I have many friends that are RDs, by the way, they're amazing. One of my really good friends, Carrie Glassman, she's an RD, and that's amazing. You can also be a licensed master sports nutritionist and know a lot about nutrition. We work really well together, but absolutely, he can go find an RD if that's what he wants. Let's see. Amazing, Trisha. 64 pounds is incredible. That's incredible. Congratulations to you, and you're 47. That's incredible. Is it possible to lose 50 pounds in 6 months? Anything's possible, Kathy, but let me share my thought on this. So healthy and realistic. Month 1, when you drastically change how you're eating and your nutrition, month 1, typically you'll lose, call it 10 to 12 pounds, okay? And the reason is you'll usually lose about 5 pounds week 1 because in addition to fat, you're gonna lose excess bloat and water on top of fat loss, okay? So that's the reason for the jump week 1. And then a healthy way of eating, most people will lose about 2 pounds of fat per week. That's a healthy, sustainable way to continue to lose. Now, if you have a lot to lose, like over 100 pounds to lose, that may jump more because you're having a drastic change. But healthy is about 2 pounds a week. So if you think about that in the terms of a year, that's over 100 pounds in a year, which is really incredible. Anything that tells you you're gonna lose, like 10, 15, 20 pounds in a week, that's really not possible to lose that much fat. You're tapping into a lot of excess water. That's not healthy. So 2 pounds of fat loss per week is what's gonna work. Okay. So anything's possible, but yes, a good gauge is to think, call it 10 pounds a month. So yes, so that's definitely doable right there. Let's see, more questions. All right, let's see. How is it different from the month? I'm confused. 28. Okay, Rhonda. So Aging in Reverse is my actual membership site, and that's not just nutrition. It's lots of things in there. The 28-day program is the Back to Basics. So if you signed up for backtobasics.me, that's what that is, and you'll be in the Aging in Reverse community during that time. And you'll have an option later to join the full Aging in Reverse community if you would like to. But that's all. If you're in the Aging in Reverse community already, you do not need to join the Back to Basics challenge because we've included that as part of your membership. So I hope that makes sense. Let's see. Can you post the hyperlink? Yes, Bo, we posted it. It's backtobasics with an X.me. And it's in there, www.backtobasics with an X.me. All right, you all. So excited. Tell me you decided if you're in. Say I decided so I can make sure I send you the link direct. So both if you want to write I decided or decided, I'll know to send you the link direct as well. And I can't wait. We start on the 6th, y'all. So there's still time. All right. Thanks, you guys. Bye.